Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Meek. So, you already know what time it is. Another reaction video. This time, it's about how social media are ruining relationships. Now, this is quite a topical subject, to be honest, because it kind of is ruining relationships, if I'm being honest with you. So, yeah, let's just get right into it.
Social media gonna keep a lot of y'all single. And not because there ain't no good people out here, but because social media got y'all delusional. You scroll all day watching highlight reels. Now you think every relationship's supposed to look like a vacation. Every man's supposed to be flying private. Every woman's supposed to look perfect when she wake up. Now a real person gets in front of you and you're unimpressed because you're comparing somebody else's real life to somebody else's content. Social media got people thinking they got unlimited options, like if one person make a mistake, just throw them away and find another one. Meanwhile, you've been talking to 17 people and connected with none of them. Like, let's be real, some of y'all don't even like the person that you're dating. You like the idea of finding somebody better. And that's the addiction. The next post, the next DM, the next option, the next person. Whole time, the reason your grandparents stayed married 50 years is because they were building a life, not shopping for a replacement every time somebody annoyed them. Now, before y'all start, I'm not saying settle. I'm saying social media got people looking for perfection, and perfection don't exist. At some point, you got to stop asking, could I do better, and start asking, can we build something? Because if you're always looking over the fence, you'll never appreciate what's in your yard. And that's why social media gonna keep a lot of people single.
Yeah, she ain't wrong. She ain't wrong, bro. If I'm being honest with you, not gonna lie, she ain't wrong. It's just that a lot of times people, they really become too consumed in social media. Like, they consume to be consumed by social media, right? And they look at people on social media, looking at people through a screen, not understanding that a lot of these people, they live a very exaggerated lifestyle. Like, most of what you see online, it's not even how they really live in real life. It's just for the gram. It's literally just for the gram. It's just for highlights, right? Half the time you're there watching them, they're not living a real life. Because if you know most of these people in real life, you'll see that, oh, you're not actually how you come across on social media. And what do you expect? A lot of people, once they make a certain lifestyle believable, even though that's not how they're truly living, they are very much content with that, even if it's just a lie, right? And a lot of people, a lot of couples are, well, not even just couples, right, but single people as well. They be looking at other people online and, see who's taking who on vacation, and who's just getting married, who just got engaged, who's having fine dining every night, who's spending that amount of money on that person. So, looking from the outside in, it might seem as if everything is just authentic and pure, when in reality, most of what you're watching is just a fragment of how people are living. They're not actually living like that every single day, right? But that's how they come across. That's how they give the impression that, oh, this is my life 24/7, when in reality, it's just their life 24 minutes, okay, not 24/7, all right? So yeah, she's not lying, man. A lot of people are gonna still remain single just because they keep looking in social media or watching other people's lifestyle and judging and comparing themselves. Like, oh, I'm not like that. My boyfriend's not like that. My girlfriend's not like that. And because of that, it just really kind of ruins the fabric of our society, and the love and just the need for men and women to pursue each other. So I think a good place to start is just for us to take some screen time off, like reduce our screen time, guys. All right, because I think it's really affecting us in so many ways that we aren't even seeing physically, and it's impacting us psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, in so many ways. So yeah, just something to consider at least.
Don't listen to anyone on social media about relationships. What the voidant is thinking after the breakup. Shut up! All those posts are bullcrap. It's all cope. Don't even listen to me. My posts are about my experiences and my thoughts. If you want actual advice on your relationships, go see a therapist, go see a psychologist, go talk to your local priest. Half the crap you see on social media is garbage. Half of it is just people's opinions. And you cannot put a relationship into a box. Everyone's experiences are different. The human mind can't go in a box. You need to be able to discern real information. You should not just be listening to everything you hear. You should not be easily influenced by any piece of information. Social media has a way of warping your mind. And honestly, all the crap that goes around is just destroying people's perceptions on relationships. What you need to be doing is analyzing what you've got in front of you and working on the problems that need solutions. If you listen to social media influencers about relationships, I guarantee you will destroy your relationship. So pray, discern, and ask God for wisdom, not just some random dude on the internet.
Yeah, that's just the next thing, bro. Like, a lot of people, they just take their advice from random people, and I just find it ironic that the people who they take advice from the most are, one, people who have never been in a relationship that's successful, and two, people who have never ever been in a relationship, right? How can you take advices from people like that, right? It's not practical, it's not logical, it doesn't make sense. You take advice from people who have never ever been successful in that field that you're trying to pursue. All right. So it's just not wise to do that. And a lot of people don't understand, whenever you hear people in social media, going back to this idea that people, they live a very hyperbolic lifestyle, they live very exaggerative, right? And they speak in hyperbolics as well. So oftentimes you hear people talking, just please take what they're saying with a grain of salt and have a mind of your own, right? Not every experience that you hear from other people means that it has to be your experience as well. Their experience doesn't dictate the outcome of your life or how you're going to experience life for someone in the future. They're speaking from their perspective, and it's very subjective. Could it also happen to you? Yes, but it's something for you to be conscious of, that it may not happen to you. It's not a guarantee or a certainty, right? So don't be always absorbing people's trauma and like taking it upon yourself, thinking that that's just your life, that's the outcome of your life, that's how your life will always be or turn out, when in reality it might not even be anything like that, right? And you're just speaking all that into existence already. So you might just end up having that life, because what you feed yourself constantly, you end up living that reality, right? Because you have to understand, experience shapes perception, right? And whatever you keep experiencing through the phone, through social media, hearing all these people all the time, these messages about how things are not working out, how people are toxic, how people are this, how people are that, you sort of put yourself in a position where you're absorbing all this negative energy and information and data to the point where it shapes your reality to start seeing everyone is toxic, everyone is negative, everyone is just bad people. When in reality, not everyone is negative, toxic, bad, or what have you, or whatever you've been hearing on social media, right? So again, take everything with a grain of salt. Not everyone is out to hurt you or to manipulate or to do this or to do that. There are people who genuinely want to love you, and they exist, right? So, and how to find them? Sometimes the best way how to find them, get off your phone.
Social media is plaguing our minds and making false narratives that ruins relationships.
Literally without question.
There's a lot of people who don't heal from their past relationships. They go and they vent online to as if, oh yeah, so-and-so did this, as if everyone does that. And then people, they're gullible. They believe what they hear, and then they apply that into the relationships, which ruins everything. And then it creates this loop because everyone's getting hurt, no one's getting healed, and everyone's, hurting each other.
I think the problem with it is you can have literally any belief about relationships, but you can find 5 million people who agree with one side and 5 million people who agree with the other side. And both sides are like, listen, that's not true. The other side is wrong. Now anybody can be validated on anything that they believe.
Social media also gives immense amount of perception that you have options. You don't realize how slim to none your options actually are. So if you're gonna, leave that person for someone else, it ends up backfiring on you. It's not gonna work out.
You get this grass is greener mentality because what it seems like desirable people are on social media, that you just get this warped perception of what anybody should have, right? Everyone is going for 1% or nothing. I think it's just not as realistic as it's made out to be.
I like how that guy puts it, right? It plagues our mind, because sometimes social media is like a plague, right? Oh, but then again, it's like, who makes up social media? Us, right? We make up social media. So the change has to start from an individual level before it becomes collective. So everyone has to be determined and intentional to make a change from their perspective, from their level, right? So yeah, then again, the next thing that he mentioned was social media gives this illusion of options. Bro, I can't tell you how much people really be out here thinking that they have a myriad of people to choose from. It's like, wow, bless your holy name. You must be God or something, or a goddess. But it's crazy, bro, because it's like you don't have options. Actually, you have the world of people, the whole world of people to look on your profile. That doesn't mean that you have them as your options. You have access to message them, doesn't mean you have access to their life, right? You only have access to one's life upon their acceptance of you, right? And if people don't accept you in your life, how do you come by having them as your options? Like, I don't get that part, right? So that's how social media conditioned people to think that they have a whole bunch of people just there that they can just go to and from and just, reject and discard and dismiss anyone as they please because someone else is just right there. One swipe away, one like away, one follow away. It's like we've been trained to look at people and treat people as disposable, and that's also another reason why social media is just ruining relationships. Not even just romantic relationships, but even friendships as well. But we're talking about romantic relationships here, right? We see people as disposable. We see them as just common people. Like, everyone is just common, and you can just treat anyone anyhow, and you don't care, right? But God made us as valuable human beings who ought to be treated with mutual love, respect, and honor, not to be treating people like we're just some random objects that are useless, and we just use each other and we just discard each other as we please. That's just not how we ought to operate as human beings. And the more we do that, is the more we collapse as a society, and the more we engage with social media and expect for our lives to be, in the most optimal. It just won't work because some of us just won't get off our screen and just get into reality and talk to people, right? Sometimes we just needed some to reduce our screen time, guys. That's all. Alright, guys, so that's all for today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.